Hello and welcome to Aternum Fortis episode 2. I'm asked constantly in the DMs, when should I cut and when should I bulk? To avoid repeating myself any further, I create this short and snappy video just to introduce what cutting and bulking cycles are, go into a little bit of the detail about that, and then advise a few of the common indicators of when you should cut and when you should bulk. Just before that, so episode 1 was released last week. That was just introducing myself, introducing Aternum Fortis as the brand, and my vision for Aternum Fortis going forward. And also talking about our proposition, what we're actually offering, and how we can help men just like you achieving your fitness mindset and nutrition goals. Follow my Instagram, so Nath_fit, that's just here. And for any one-to-one inquiries for online coaching, please visit my website, which is just here, eternumfortis.com. And finally, if you like this video, show a bit of love. It goes a long way. What is cutting? What is bulking? Cutting is an intentional calorie deficit for a sustained amount of time with the primary goal of reducing your body fat percentage while maintaining your muscle mass. So you're breaking down fat and not breaking down your muscles. This is versus bulking. Bulking is essentially the opposite of that, where you're intentionally eating above your maintenance calories, a calorie surplus, with the direct intention of gaining size through maximizing muscle mass gain and minimizing increases to body fat percentages. We'll touch on this in a little bit more detail, but you'll be better off cutting when you have excess body fat, and you'll be better off bulking when you're in a lean position. The body responds better to that. And this decision matters in terms of getting the best results for you and your current body composition. As discussed, a cut would be classified as a fat loss phase, and a bulk would be classified as a muscle gain phase. The role of calories also touched on. So in a bulk, you will be in a calorie surplus, eating more than your maintenance calories. Your maintenance calories are just how many calories you burn in 24 hours. And then a cut is eating at a calorie deficit. That's a given amount of calories below your maintenance calories. And just a side note, you can calculate your estimated maintenance calories online. If you Google TDEE calculator, it will give you a good estimate of your daily caloric expenditure based on your age, height, weight, and activity levels. As well, crucial to understand is body composition. This is your current physique makeup of muscle mass versus body fat. Why this is important is because, as I always say to my guys that I work with, you want to chase body composition rather than chasing the scales. So being fixated to a certain weight on the scales will not yield the same results as looking at body composition. If you're fixated on being 60 kilograms, you can be 60 kilograms with very little muscle mass and quite high body fat percentage, or you could be 80 kilograms, lean, a lot of muscle mass, and your body composition looks a lot more athletic. So being tied to a given weight on the scales isn't always the best target. In understanding your body composition, it helps you decide whether you need to go on a cutting cycle or a bulking cycle. How to know if you should go on a cut versus how to know if you should go on a bulk. Unless you're accurately tracking your body fat percentages, which is quite hard to do. I think that one of the most accurate ways is getting electrical scans through your body, which can assess your body fat percentage. There's a few other methods as well. You can get clips on your body to estimate your body fat percentage, both of which are quite specialist. And to get a fully accurate reading, it's not something that's accessible to the standard person. Therefore, a good rule of thumb is if you can't see 4 to 6 abs, that's when you should think about cutting. If you can see 2 abs, you might want to go on a 4-week mini cut until you can see 4 to 6 abs and maybe some of the obliques. But certainly if you can't see any of your abs, you want to consider a cut before you go on a bulk. And the reason for this is because the body grows muscle a lot more optimally from a lean position. So when you're lean, you're more insulin sensitive, which supports higher protein synthesis. Your testosterone levels will be higher when you're in a lean position. Your human growth hormone will be higher when in a lean position. So you're just primed to start building more muscle from that lean physique. Conversely, when should you bulk? As obviously just touched on, it's optimal that you're in a lean position to then bulk. So when you can start to see your abs and you feel noticeably leaner, some people will take it to extremes where they're seeing vascularity, all of their abs, and they're really gaunt in the face. And that does have some benefits. I think for the average person, for the lifestyle clients that I'm focusing on, we can use these rule of thumbs and you can start your bulk when you can see your abs. I think 6 abs ideally, 4 abs you might get away with. You can then start a bulk. Strong suggestion when you bulk only be sort of 200-300 calories above your maintenance. Just minimizes the fat gain during that bulk period, while also having enough to sustain increased muscle gain during that period as well. And this will make things a lot easier after your bulk when you're looking to cut down. If you've gone on a large bulk and you've put on a lot of body fat in the interim, your cut is going to be extended. A lot more challenging to strip that body fat off and reveal the muscle that you've gained. Just to add to that, a fat loss phase can be anywhere between sort of 4 to 16 weeks, maybe even more, depending on your body and your current body composition. But 4 to 8 weeks can be a fairly common cycle. For bulking, this should be a minimum of 12 weeks. Some would say a minimum of 16 weeks, and this can be upwards of a year plus. If you're a competing bodybuilder, it's not uncommon that you'll take a whole year off to gain size. For lifestyle clients, it's going to be more common to do sort of 3 to 4, 5, maybe 6 months. I personally did 6 months and then stripped it down for about 2 months or so. So just a crucial point to add, body fat percentage is crucial for standard human functionality. Single digit body fat percentages, it can affect your hormones, can affect your testosterone production. Obviously there's mood connotations to that as well. Just have that body fat percentage plays a very crucial role in the body. Of course, then there's also age and muscle mass considerations. If you're someone who has a lot of muscle mass, you'll find the cutting phase a lot easier aesthetically because you've got a lot more muscle which complements your fat profile. The more muscle you have, the more fat hold and still look shredded. Conversely, if you have little muscle mass, it will take a lower body fat percentage to reveal a more athletic physique. Don't be disheartened by that. Cutting timelines and end result should not be compared to influencers on social media. Run your own race, of course. In terms of age groups, the older you get, the more body fat percentage becomes healthy to hold. I think some of the common challenges of a cutting phase is essentially it's a diet. So you are going to feel a pinch of hunger. You may feel swings in your mood, irritability, and sometimes energy depletion if you don't have the correct strategy in place. Some of the challenges of a bulk, simplistically, is just eating anything and everything, otherwise known as a dirty bulk. You won't optimize your muscle gain that way or your energy profile. You want to prioritize whole foods, complete amino acid profile, proteins, foods full of micronutrients, fiber, and all the other good things which are going to naturally energize you to have an optimal output in your sessions, which is still crucial to bulking. It's not just about eating. You need to stimulate the muscle through progressive overload, as is standard, and then obviously refuel your body through your diet in the right way to gain muscle and minimize that fat gain. How to cut effectively: take your baseline of maintenance calories and look to reduce that by about 400 to 500 calories per day. If your maintenance calories are 2,500, you're looking to eat around 2,000 calories a day. Keep your protein high. Aim for about 1 gram per pound of lean body mass or about 2 grams per kilogram of scale weight. The reason we keep protein high, so 1, it keeps you fuller for longer. It makes the dieting phase a lot easier. 2, it will prevent the breakdown of muscle tissues. Diet is going to be 80% of a successful cut and a successful bulk. You need to nail your diet fundamentally. The other 20% of a cut is having the right strategy in place in terms of your workouts and in terms of your cardio. In every session you go, you need to chase the numbers. Mentally, you need to try and still progressively overload 1 more rep or increase the weight. You're in a battle with your body to maintain your muscle mass. And you can do that by forcing output in your sessions. During a cutting phase, you want to opt for zone 1, zone 2 cardio, walking, very light jogging, Stairmaster, incline treadmill. Zone 2 attacks the fat stores in your body and it leaves your muscles without breakdown. I guess just tying it all up and summarizing, cutting is an intentional dieting phase where you're looking to reduce body fat while maintaining muscle mass. This is sort of between 4 to 16 weeks. Aim for a deficit of around maybe 500 to 400 calories per day. Make sure in your workouts you're still pushing for progressive overload, but additionally making the most out of zone 2 and zone 1 cardio to attack those fat stores and high protein. Bulking is the intentional strategy of gaining muscle mass while limiting the increase to fat stores in your body. Aim for about 200 to 300 calories above maintenance, or otherwise known as a lean bulk. Progressive overload is essential for your training, otherwise you won't stimulate the muscle to grow. Cardio during this phase is less important, but still stay active, as is healthy for your cardiovascular system. This phase should be a minimum of 12 weeks. I advise going for a sort of sweeter spot of 6 months, depending on your own timeline. Then when you approach that second cut, that's when you strip down, maintain the muscle mass, and reveal your good work from the 6 months you've just done. Hopefully this was clear. As I say, I'm trying to keep this short and sharp as an introduction to cutting and bulking. If you want someone in your corner who has solid experience in this and can optimize your nutrition, your workouts, your cardio, and your mindset to get your ideal athletic physique. Inquire on my website, aternumfortis.com, or reach out directly to myself on Instagram, nath_f.fit. Let's have a chat and let's get to work.